The first time Nina Adeyemi felt danger, she didn't recognize it. It arrived dressed in charm, wrapped in polite words, and delivered with a smile that made her heart race. She was 25, living in a sleek, modern apartment she shared with her best friend Sade. Minimalist furniture, polished wooden floors, a balcony overlooking the glittering city, subtle traces of her soft taste everywhere. It was a sanctuary, ordinary yet beautiful, and Nina had believed it was safe. But danger doesn't knock loudly. Sometimes it whispers, and tonight, Valentine's Day, it would scream. Before this night, Nina had always believed in love. She had imagined candle-lit dinners, soft music, laughter, roses, and chocolates. She had dreamed of a man who would care, who would cherish her without fear or manipulation. And that belief had drawn Ethan into her life, a man who seemed kind, patient, and understanding. It began with a single text. "Hello," he wrote, polite and gentle, commenting on a post she barely remembered making. He never rushed, never demanded, only listened, remembered details no one else did. Over days and weeks, he became familiar. His voice notes, calm and steady, made her feel safe. And slowly, Nina let herself care. Sade noticed first, the way Nina smiled at her phone, the quiet excitement in her eyes. "Have you video called him yet?" she asked. "Not yet," he replied. "He prefers real moments." Sade frowned. "Just be careful." Nina laughed. She promised she would, even as a small unease flickered in her chest. The first strange sign came subtly. Ethan avoided certain questions about his family, his work, and his past. His story seemed rehearsed, polished for someone else before her. Yet he never demanded anything, never pushed. That made him feel safe. Sometimes, after their conversations, Nina felt oddly drained, as if she had given away a part of herself she couldn't retrieve. She brushed it off. Valentine's Day was coming, and she let herself hope. Morning arrived grey and rainy. Her phone buzzed with long messages, carefully written. A knock at the door brought deep red roses and a small box of chocolates. Inside, a handwritten note. "Tonight is about you. Let me show you what you mean to me." Sade watched from the doorway. "He's doing a lot for someone you haven't met in person." Nina's heart raced. Maybe he's just serious. Sade shook her head but said nothing. Ethan arrived to pick her up for dinner. The car ride began light, with soft music and small talk. But Nina noticed something odd. He handed her a glass of sparkling juice, sweet and cool, insisting it would help her relax. She hesitated for a split second, then drank. Within minutes, a heavy fog settled over her mind. Her eyelids drooped. Thoughts slowed. The world warped and panic clashed with confusion. Her last thought before darkness took her was, "I shouldn't trust him." When she woke, or rather, when her mind re-emerged, it was too late. Nina found herself unconscious moments later, carried into a hidden, abandoned location. Candles flickered. Hooded figures chanted in a low, hypnotic rhythm. Symbols traced the floor, and powder shimmered like starlight. She was laid on a cold, rigid table, bound and motionless. The leader of the group held a carved object, pulsing faintly as though alive. Her mind struggled to comprehend the terror, even as the chanting pressed into her chest like a physical weight. But that night, her mother, far away, felt compelled to pray. A soft whisper in her heart urged her to kneel, to beg for her daughter's protection. As the prayers spilled into the night, a force unseen shifted the ritual. The carved objects pulsed erratically, shadows wavered, and the chanting faltered. The sacrifice was not accepted. In the ensuing chaos, Nina was roughly carried and dumped by the roadside. Rain soaked her, chilling her to the bone. She awoke with no memory, her own name, her life, even Sade erased. Thoughts flitted helplessly. Who am I? Why can't I speak? Why is everything so loud? A kind woman spotted her wandering, took her in, wrapped her in blankets, and posted her photo online. It reached her family and Sade. Hope flared. They found her. Slowly, memory returned, snippets at first. The apartment, the balcony, the coffee mug, the terror of the ritual, the strangers who had saved her. When she returned home, Sade embraced her before she could speak. Her mother's prayers had saved her, and the warmth of home slowly stitched her broken mind back together. She whispered to herself, I survived. I am alive. I cannot forget. I cannot trust the world the same way again. Ethan, left behind, spiraled into madness. His careful plan, the years of preparation, the belief that the sacrifice would work had collapsed. He screamed and raged in empty rooms, shadows and firelight mocking him, consumed by obsession and failure. The charming, patient man he had appeared to be was gone, replaced by someone unrecognizable, driven only by his insanity. Nina never celebrated Valentine's Day again. The date, once a symbol of love and hope, remained a scar. Each year, a shiver ran through her chest, a memory of betrayal, fear, and survival. She had been chosen and rejected by fate, but she had returned, whole and alive. And though the world celebrated love, she survived it, silently vowing, I will never trust this day again.